is not surrender. Silence is selective energy. Every unnecessary explanation costs you something. A little confidence, a little peace, a little emotional energy. Eventually, you begin living for other people's approval instead of your own values. And that is where freedom quietly disappears. But don't misunderstand this. Stoicism doesn't teach silence because other people don't matter. It teaches silence because your peace matters more. However, there is one situation where staying silent is actually the wrong decision. Most people never learn the difference, and that mistake changes everything. We'll come back to it later. There is something that emotionally intelligent people understand that most people never do. Not every opinion deserves your response. Not every accusation deserves your defense. And not every misunderstanding needs to be corrected. Because the moment you begin explaining yourself to someone who has already decided not to understand you, the conversation is already over. You just haven't realized it yet. Imagine trying to convince someone that the sky is blue while they keep insisting it's gray. No matter how perfect your explanation becomes, their conclusion was never based on evidence. It was based on emotion. And emotion rarely changes because of logic alone. Modern psychology calls this belief perseverance. People often continue believing what feels true, even after they've been shown the truth. Marcus Aurelius would never waste his energy fighting every opinion. He asked himself a far more powerful question. Is this within my control? If the answer was no, he let it go. Not because he was weak, but because he understood that attention is one of the most valuable things a human being possesses. Where your attention goes, your life follows. Every minute spent defending yourself is one less minute spent becoming the person you want to be. This is why truly confident people rarely feel the need to announce their confidence. The mountain doesn't tell the world that it's tall. The ocean doesn't argue that it's deep. The sun doesn't explain why it rises every morning. It simply does. Real strength works the same way. It doesn't demand recognition. It doesn't beg for agreement. It quietly exists. But here's the paradox. Silence is only powerful when it comes from confidence, not fear. Many people stay silent because they are afraid. Afraid of rejection, afraid of conflict, afraid of losing approval. That isn't stoicism. That is avoidance. So how do you know whether your silence comes from strength or fear? There is one simple question Marcus Aurelius would likely ask, and once you hear it, you'll never look at silence the same way again. We'll answer that in just a moment. So, when should you speak? Marcus Aurelius would probably answer with another question. Will these words improve the situation, or am I speaking only to protect my ego? That is the difference. If your silence comes from wisdom, it brings peace. If your silence comes from fear, it creates regret. Emotionally intelligent people don't stay silent because they have nothing to say. They stay silent because they choose the right moment to speak. When truth can create clarity, they speak. When someone genuinely wants to understand, they speak. When silence would allow injustice, they speak. But when the only purpose is to satisfy someone's opinion, they simply let it go. because they understand that not every battle is worth winning. The strongest people are not those who answer every criticism. They are the ones who remain focused on becoming better instead of becoming accepted. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack every single day. Inside that backpack are the opinions, expectations, judgments, and misunderstandings of everyone you've ever met. How far could you walk? Not very far. Now imagine putting that backpack down. Nothing around you has changed, but everything inside you feels lighter. That is what happens when you stop carrying the responsibility of making everyone understand you. Some people will misunderstand you. Let them. Some people will criticize you. Let them. Some people will create stories about who you are. Let them. Your responsibility has never been to control their thoughts. Your responsibility is to protect your character, because character speaks long after words have been forgotten. Perhaps that is why Marcus Aurelius never taught people to become louder. He taught them to become stronger, quietly, patiently, every single day. So the next time you feel the urge to explain yourself, pause and ask one question. Am I protecting the truth, or am I protecting my ego? Your answer may change the way you communicate for the rest of your life. If this video gave you a new perspective, don't let it end here. Choose one moment this week to replace explanation with quiet confidence. Then come back and tell us what happened. Because wisdom only changes your life when you practice it. Until next time, rise in silence.